When was the last time you used washi tape on projects? In this video, I show you how you can add washi tape as a background for focal points. Hello there and welcome to Terrific Tags with Michelle. Today I have a tag and card to share with you using washi tape stripes for both a background and as a focal point. So I have a panel of cardstock here and I just want it to be slightly bigger than the tag die I'm using. That's from the Terrific Tags die set. And I'm going to be adding washi tape onto the panel to create my background for the tag. So I have the Cherry Blossom Slim washi tape set here. And I'm just going to take pieces of all of the different shades of colour, you get 4 in the set, and add that onto the cardstock panel here. I'm just going to try my best to make sure that the first piece especially is going to be straight. I am eyeballing this, but you could definitely get a ruler out if you wanted to. The great thing with washi tape is that it's got removable adhesive on the back, so you can maneuver it as many times as you want. You can lift it off, pop it back down, and that's the really great thing with washi tape. So I'm just taking the next colour here. I'm working from lightest to darkest and then back again. So I can just add this here. I'm going to try and leave a gap in between, and I'm going to try my best to see if I can have all of the gaps about the same size. It doesn't always work, but I do think it doesn't matter too much. I think it looks absolutely fine if you don't. And then so I've added all of the 4 different shades there, and then I'm going to go in and go back all along all of the different shades of pink here, so I can just add that last one at the bottom, and I think that that's probably enough to be able to cover the tag. So I'm going to take that Terrific Tag die, hold it down with some low tack tape, and then I can run that through my die cutting machine. And like I said, I think it works really nicely to be able to die cut it from that panel rather than trying to add all of the washi tape and then kind of add it behind the tag. I'm going to use the Crafter's Essential Bone Folder here just to make sure that all of those pieces are really well stuck down, and the die did leave a slight indentation in the washi tape at the top, but I can remove that easily with that bone folder. And it's got a really nice crisp edge to the tag. I have also cut the tag just from some plain white cardstock, and I'm using the glue tape here just to adhere them together. This is so that the back of the tag looks really nice as well, in case I want to write a message onto it. So just lining those up and sticking those down. Next I have a piece of double-sided adhesive sheet, and I'm adding that onto the back of my white cardstock here. This is going to create kind of like a sticker for me, so that when I die cut from it, it's going to have the adhesive already on the back. So this is the die. This is the Spring Roses die set. It comes as a set of 3, and this is the smaller of the die. I thought it would work really nicely as an outline on top of the washi tape stripes. So I've cut it from white cardstock without adhesive sheet on the back, and then I've cut it twice with adhesive sheet on the back, and I'm going to stack them all up one on top of another so that it creates a really nice dimensional piece. I didn't want one of them with adhesive on the back because I know that it's going to hang over the tag, and so I didn't want that adhesive showing. If I knew that I was going to add this onto a card, I could absolutely do that, because that's also going to help sort of stick the tag onto the card. But in this instance, because I'm making a standalone tag, at least to start with, I want to not have that adhesive on the back. So I'm just using some tweezers here just to help me out, kind of stacking them on top of each other. I've left all of the pieces in the inside. That's just so that it gives me some stability while I'm trying to stack them on top of each other, because this is quite a delicate die. So that's the third one here. And that's just, like I said, it's going to give more stability to the die cut, so that if it's hanging off the edge of the tag, it's not going to kind of bend or anything like that. And then I can pop all of the pieces out from the inside, although I do think it would look really nice just having all of the pieces inside as well. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments if you would have popped them out or you wanted to keep them in. Next, I can use the bone folder here just to really press down on that adhesive so that all of the layers get really well stuck together. And then I've got my tag here, and I'm going to add some adhesive onto the back of the floral piece. Just tiny little dabs of that so that I can stick that down onto the tag. And I don't want to cover all of the back of it just because I know that some pieces are going to overhang. And then I can dab off the excess glue. I really want to make sure that ideally, because this is a slick surface with the washi tape, that I kind of press it down once. Although the glue will come off of the washi tape, ideally, if I can, I want to try and only do it once so that I don't move anything about. And then I'm going to grab something heavy, in this case acrylic blocks, so that I can hold it down while the glue dries. It does take a little bit longer because it's adhering onto that washi tape. I'm going to work on the sentiment now, and this is the Flower Vine stamp set. It's a really pretty set with lots of lovely tiny little sentiments, and I thought this one here would work really nicely for the tag. It says "just for you," and I'm going to stamp that onto some black cardstock. So I'm prepping that with an anti-static powder tool, and then I can ink up the stamp with embossing ink. Press that down, being really gentle because it's such a small image, and then I can add some pure white crisp embossing powder over that, and I do like to add that a few times, tap off the excess, and then I can heat set that from the front and the back. So heating that until it's completely melted, and then I can remove any excess anti-static powder tool with a cloth. And then I can cut that down into a strip, and I'm going to add that onto the tag with instant dimension foam tape. So I can just add a small amount of that, and I only really need a tiny little piece, and I'm just going to add it onto the inside of that flower because that's where I know that I want the sentiment to be. And then I can place the sentiment on top, and that foam tape is really strong, so that's going to hold that sentiment absolutely fine. So I can just make sure that that's well adhered down, and then I'm going to add some twine through the top of the tag. And I did struggle a little bit with this bow, so it did take me some time. I've sped this portion up quite a bit. Just fussing around with that twine, and then I can cut off the tails. And then to add a little bit of sparkle onto the tag, I'm just going to add some iridescent jewels. So just adding a few around the sentiment and also the flower. And that's the standalone tag finished. I really love those stripes in the background, and it just gives a really nice background for that floral die cut. But I do also want to show how you can add the tag onto a card. So this is the Dotted Swirls Debossing cover die, and this is so pretty. It adds some piercing detail onto the panel of cardstock here, and it's just so beautiful. It's difficult to see here on camera, and I do apologise for that, but in real life it just adds some really nice subtle detail onto the back of the card. So I'm going to add some glue tape onto the back of this panel and add it onto an A2 sized white card base. So this is a finished size of 4¼ inches by 5½ inches, but I'm actually going to cut off a slight slither off the edge of it so that it's only 4 inches wide, and that's so that when I add the tag on top, I can have part of that flower, the leaf portion, kind of hanging off the edge, but it will still fit into a standard sized envelope. So I'm just using my bone folder here just to make that sure that that's really well stuck down to the card base, and then I did cut that down with my guillotine. And here I've got my tag, and now instead of the stripes of the washi tape being a background, it's actually going to be a focal point. So I love how that kind of flips from being a background to a focal point. I'm just figuring out here whether I want it to be popped up with foam tape or if I want to add it flat. In the end, I did decide to add it flat with glue tape, but I think it would look really nice popped up with foam tape as well. So I'm just adding some of that glue tape onto the back of the tag, and then I can place that down onto the card. And like I said, it's just going to overhang it very slightly. I probably didn't need to cut off a whole 1/4 inch, but like I said, I wanted to just make sure that it would fit in a standard sized envelope. So I apologise for my head here getting in the way, but I wanted to make sure that I stick that down on straight. And so that's the card finished as well. In the photos you can see that debossing plate a little bit easier, but I really love, like I said, that subtle detail it adds to the card. And this is the standalone tag as well, so I really love the difference between them both. Links to the products that I used will be in the description bar on YouTube and also over on the Altenew blog. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Hello crafters, Jen here. For more tips, techniques, tutorials, and to discover which paper crafting products are right for you, subscribe to Altenew's YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Thanks for watching.